Hey guys, my name is Ryan.
And my name is Miska.
And welcome to Overwatch Central. So this is episode 3 of our advanced guides, presented and sponsored by HyperX. In this episode we'll be covering communication, providing you with some of our best tips that should help you get better at communicating and coordinating with your team. But anyway, let's move straight on to the tips.
So first off, let's talk about shot calling in public matches. It's very common to not do it at all, or just do it too much when not in a 6-stack. So a lot of the time you have too much or too little of it essentially. If you're in a 6-stack though, assign a shot caller. This is key towards pretty much the rest of the stuff in this video really. And sometimes when you are solo queuing, you can actually just start sort of shot calling and trying to help your team out by providing a lot of information from your side. And then people will just start listening to you because you're the one talking the most, you're providing useful information. And even if you're the only one talking, at least other people might be listening. Anyway, back to being in a 6-stack. A very important thing is that everybody has to be on the same sort of wavelength and preferably around the same skill level for shot calling to be effective. Otherwise, it might be hard to relay certain information and actions very quickly. Do also keep in mind to not call out unnecessary information such as every single kill you get and so on. If you're going for a mercy pickoff and do get it, then shout about it because it's important that your team knows that they can kill enemies without worrying about them respawning. But it really isn't important to tell everybody how hard you struggled to kill that Genji that one time. Just leave it to yourself, it's not useful.
Next up are some very important general communication tips. Joining voice chat, changing settings to auto join the team chat is great even if you can't necessarily talk due to background noise or even if you don't have a very good mic. Listening in the voice chat even if you can't talk is a good habit to get into and can make up for not talking by using the ping wheel a little bit more and using stuff like the understood key. The most difficult thing about shot calling in at least public matches is to calm people down so you can organise yourselves under stress. Normally it can start off pretty well, but if the matches are going in your team's favour from the start, you might have more difficulties grouping up properly, making use of the high ground and calling out targets and switching heroes around, for example. People panic, especially on control, so ideally you want to be shot calling in a 6-man pre-made that you're already familiar with. Do also keep in mind that the person shot calling will most likely have a very serious tone and definitely shout at people a bit now and then. So don't take it personally if one of your friends is shouting at you to get ready for a push, as your own approach and mentality is what you should focus on. So let the shot caller focus on everything else in the game. In the end, you all want to be doing your best to win the game, right?
As for shot calling in a 6-stack pre-made, you have to be very careful when starting off with it. Do really let your shot caller talk the most and only communicate the most vital happenings in your match. There's no time to discuss picks really, as that will just fill up the voice comms, so just let your shot caller either tell you what to switch to, or just flat out switch because you had planned to before you went into the game. Either way, get it over with and get it done. And when it comes to switching, this is when preparation really comes into play, as the more you have thought up beforehand, the less you have to clutter up the voice chat. Now I thought I'd run down a list of some good shot caller heroes since people have requested this for quite a while, and these are my sort of picks here. Zenyatta due to the Discord Orb and ultimate of course, Mercy because of positioning, decent overview of team and also the resurrection, Lucio because of his ability to engage and disengage with his team correctly, also the ultimate timing here, and Ana is also decent due to the ultimate, but I do prefer the 3 heroes mentioned earlier. Now if you do happen to actually run a Symetra, then sure, she can shot call too. I just haven't mentioned her here because I don't play her a lot, I don't play with teams that play her a lot, mostly because of her situation in the meta right now, but she also doesn't really have any active abilities other than just the teleporter when she actually gets it, that she needs to communicate properly or can contribute with before she gets the teleporter. But yeah, overall the support section is a pretty good place to be. Now, having a tank shot call is usually not great in my experience, as they will not always know who is behind them, as they will be busy in the front line. Because of this, it's kind of hard to know where people already are at, and there might be some confusion. It's just kind of tricky to shot call as a tank basically. Anyway, good luck, stay friendly and don't try to force shot calling too much upon a public match team, but feel free to pick Zen and call out Discord Orb targets and so on, get the ball rolling, show initiative, and maybe that team that once was just a solo queue team actually turns into something great. It actually happens to me quite a lot nowadays that I start communicating in a game, tell more and more people to join voice chat, and all of a sudden we're 6 people sitting there communicating as if we were a pre-made. Oh, and just a reminder, please jump into team voice chat. You can even turn it on in the settings to automatically join it. Please do this.
And that concludes our 3rd episode of the Advanced Guide presented by HyperX. Thank you for watching. Let us know if these tips were helpful. Dropping a comment and a rating is always appreciated and it lets us know what you guys are thinking. And do check out HyperX for some awesome gaming gear and subscribe for more Overwatch content, of course. Until next time, take care. We'll see you then.